game party headquarters.
Pizza, pizza.
When you see it happen, report it at CBS42.com.
Tonight on CBS 42 News.
And I believe till this day that they shot my brother that night.
The secrets at a closed school for boys are now being unearthed. And new video surfaces of a massive brawl after a Friday night high school football game. Plus, one person is killed when an arrest goes wrong and a suspect takes off in a police cruiser. But first, officers no longer have to be present for you to get a ticket in Tuscaloosa.
And good evening to you. I'm Natalie Tejeda. Starting today, running a red light in Tuscaloosa could cost you some serious cash. CBS 42's Tiffany Westry reports that the warning period for red light cameras is now over and violators will have to pay up.
Since August 1st, anyone who's run a red light at some of Tuscaloosa's problem intersections has gotten a slap on the wrist. Red light cameras have been catching violators in the act for about a month, but luckily they've only received a warning ticket. Run a red light at one of those intersections now, and the ticket you get in the mail will be $110. Once you've received notice of a violation, you can watch what happened by going to www.viewcitation.com. The Tuscaloosa Police Department says the cameras can help make the city a safer place to drive by being an extra set of eyes. And the cost to install, operate, and maintain the cameras is paid for solely by the violators. In Tuscaloosa, Tiffany Westry, CBS 42 News.
Now, if you do accidentally run a red light and get a ticket, the good news is they are a civil fine, so they will not affect your insurance rates or add points to your driver's license. Well, a person was killed early this morning in a hit and run in Walker County. The victim is 33-year-old Adam Meyer of Jasper. He was found around 4 a.m. on Blackwell Dairy Road near Walker Baptist Medical Center. There are no suspects in this case, but if you have any information, please contact the Jasper Police Department.
Well, another hot Labor Day weekend day here on our Sunday with a couple of scattered showers and thunderstorms, but most of us stayed dry today. Let's go out live with our Titan 3D radar. You see a few showers there entering into Talladega County as well as Coosa County. And this line you see on here is called an outflow boundary. It's a wind gust. Actually, radar measures wind too. But along that outflow boundary in Clanton as well as into Bibb County, we could see a couple more storms fire up. For our first forecast, we're looking at temperature right now of 89 with clouds breaking up here in Birmingham. By 10 o'clock, 82, and we're having the sun set at 7:12 in the morning. Another sticky day. I'm going to have your full Labor Day planner forecast coming up in a little bit. Plus, I'll look into college football for next weekend. It's coming up.
Thanks so much, Ted. Well, an update now on that massive high school football game brawl we first told you about last night. One of the high school coaches involved in that post-game fight is now on administrative leave. This is video captured Friday night by TV 16 in Jasper. You can see the players and coaches of both Walker County High and Coleman High exchange blows. Following the 13-10 Coleman victory, the Daily Mountain Eagle is reporting that Walker County head coach John Holliday is the man on leave. Coleman defensive coordinator Matt Hopper left the fight with his shirt torn and his face bruised and bloodied. The Daily Mountain Eagle spoke with the Coleman School Board President Suzanne Harbin, and she tells the paper there are no plans at this time to discipline the Coleman coaches. Well, a man best known for his harsh interviews with a post-Watergate Richard Nixon has now passed. BBC made the announcement of David Frost passing early this morning. David Frost was a veteran British broadcaster. British Prime Minister David Cameron sent his condolences through a Twitter post calling Frost a friend and a, quote, fearsome interviewer. Well, a day after President Obama said he'd seek Congress's approval for a military strike in Syria, U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry made the rounds on the Sunday political talk shows. Katie Murray has the latest developments on the Syrian crisis.
The Obama administration is taking its case to Congress, releasing details of independent evidence collected from the site of an alleged chemical weapons attack in Syria on August 21st.
Blood and hair samples that have come to us through an appropriate chain of custody from East Damascus, from first responders. It has tested positive for signatures of sarin.
But the United Nations says not so fast, urging world leaders to wait until its investigation is complete before any country takes action.
That the United Nations mission is uniquely capable
of establishing in an impartial and credible manner the facts of any use of chemical weapons based directly on evidence collected on the grounds.
The UN won't give a timeline for how long the investigation could take. Congress won't return to Capitol Hill for another week, which means quick action isn't likely. No worries, says John Kerry.
The president believes, and I hope we will prove to the world, that we are stronger as a nation, our democracy is stronger, when we respect the rights of the Congress to also weigh in on this.
It will likely be a spirited debate. Congress appears divided, but for once, not along party lines. For CBS 42 News, I'm Katie Murray.
Meanwhile, since August 15th, more than 47,000 Syrian refugees have crossed the border into northern Iraq. The World Food Program has upped its efforts to ensure that the refugees are taken care of. At the same time, protests are erupting across the country and around the world in response to the president's announcements that he made yesterday.
I don't think the whole American people support this, and it's not fair for the Syria people to, right after everything that happened, we go there and still bomb them.
As the president made his feelings of the need for military intervention known to the world Saturday, protests popped up around the country and across the globe. Demonstrators in South Florida and California brandished signs and chanted protests against a military intervention in Syria. In South Africa, former President Nelson Mandela is out of the hospital where he's been since June. Mandela is expected to continue his recovery at his home in Johannesburg. The former president was hospitalized with a lung infection. His condition is still critical, but doctors believe he will receive the same level of treatment at home as he received at the hospital.
It's really hard. This is something that I wasn't expecting to come home to, you know. And it just shocked me. It shocked me badly.
It was a hard sight to see in Houston, Texas, where a 96-year-old grandfather died in his backyard. Police say his wounds were consistent with the dog attack. The body was found with bite marks and part of a leg missing. Animal Control captured at least 2 dogs in the vicinity of the gruesome scene. And a stolen police car is at the center of a fatal accident in Tennessee. Tennessee Highway Patrol officers say 1 person died and 2 others were critically injured when a cruiser smashed into a gas pump.
And still ahead, we're just a few weeks away from the 50th anniversary of the 16th Street bombing. 2 survivors are on a national trip to share their stories. But first, family members may finally have answers as to what happened at this now closed boys' school. Human remains are being unearthed. And later in sports, we recap the Tide and Tigers' Saturday victories.